Hello there and welcome to the program. This is Energy and You, a show that brings you weekly developments in the energy sector with a focus on NNPC Limited. I'm Egusa Igumbo. Tonight we pay tribute to the Group Chief Executive Officer of NNPC Limited, Mr. Mele Kyari, on his Diamond Jubilee as he turns 60. President Tinubu, staff of NNPC Limited and other well-meaning Nigerians felicitate with the man who has engineered the rapid transformation of the nation's energy sector. We'll bring you details in a moment. Please join us again. Welcome again to the program. Now, the Group Chief Executive Officer of NNPC Limited, Mr. Mele Kyari, is 60. Kyari reached the sexagenarian age on the 8th of January. President Bola Tinubu, along with other well-meaning Nigerians, celebrated the Group CEO on this milestone. Tinubu described Kyari as a shining example to the ideals of the renewed hope agenda. Energy and You put together this report in commemoration of the celebrants.
The president, in a statement signed by Bayo Ononuga, Special Advisor on Information and Strategy, said, Kyari is a shining example and embodiment of the ideals of the renewed hope agenda. I commend his commitment to creating new opportunities and ensuring the growth and sustainability of Nigeria's energy sector. The president commended Kyari's diligence in transforming the NNPC Limited into a profitable organization. He recalled that despite cynicism in some quarters, the NNPC Limited under Kyari's leadership had recorded notable achievements, including the resuscitation of 2 refineries, an increase in domestic natural gas consumption, and a boost in oil production to 1.8 million barrels per day. The president applauded Kyari's dedication to service and the professionalism he has maintained throughout his distinguished career at NNPC, OPEC, and as the first Group Chief Executive Officer of the company. He prayed to Almighty Allah to continue to grant Kyari sound health, wisdom, and strength to serve the nation while mentoring the next generation of energy sector leaders. Similarly, it was an outpouring of tribute in the office of the NNPC GCEO as management and staff celebrated him on his birthday. For so long, the GCEO of NNPC Limited has been a shining example and a beacon of hope and a true inspiration to many as he attained success after success in a glorious career in the nation's energy industry. Born on January 8, 1965 in Maiduguri, Borno State, the GCEO attended Government Community Secondary School, Bill, between 1977 and 1982. He graduated from the University of Maiduguri in 1987 with a Bachelor of Science degree in Geology and had his mandatory National Youth Service Corps program with the Directorate of Foods, Roads and Rural Infrastructure between 1987 and 1988 as a well site geologist. Thereafter, Kyari worked with the Nigerian Geological Survey Agency before joining the then NNPC subsidiary Integrated Data Services Limited, IDSL, now NNPC Energy Services, NSERV, where he worked as a seismic data processing geophysicist in the data processing department. He was appointed Group Managing Director of the NNPC in July 2019 and became the first Group Chief Executive Officer of the NNPC Limited, following the transition from a corporation to a limited liability company on the 19th of July 2022.
More Nigerians have continued to pour in encomiums on the federal government following the revamp of the Port Harcourt and the Warri refineries. In an open letter to the president, social critic and human rights activist Comrade Deji Adeyanju said he was compelled to publicly commend President Tinubu on the rehabilitation of the refineries. In a similar development, Doyin Okukpe, a former presidential spokesman, has publicly apologized to Mele, the Group Chief Executive Officer of NNPC Limited, for criticizing his leadership. In a statement to celebrate Kyari on his 60th birthday, Okukpe acknowledged his earlier skepticism about the company's capacity to achieve significant results.
In an open letter to the president, social critic and human rights activist Comrade Deji Adeonju said he was compelled to publicly commend President Tinubu on the rehabilitation of the refineries. The statement reads, "Recently, the media was awash with news of the rehabilitation of the Port Harcourt and Warri refineries and the subsequent production of petroleum products from the Port Harcourt refinery. Following my personal confirmation of the veracity of the stories, I am compelled to publicly commend President Bola Tinubu for rehabilitating the refineries. At a time when Nigerians are groaning over the huge cost of petroleum products, especially PMS, he said it is a huge relief to observe that the Port Harcourt and Warri refineries have come back to life, with the possibility of driving competition that will ultimately bring down the prices of petroleum products across the country." In a similar vein, Doyin Okukpe, a former presidential spokesman, has publicly apologized to Mele, the Group Chief Executive Officer of the NNPC Limited, for his previous criticism of his leadership. In a statement issued in honor of Kyari's 60th birthday, Okukpe acknowledged his earlier skepticism regarding NNPC Limited's capacity to achieve significant results, saying, "I write today with a deep sense of humility and genuine admiration for the remarkable achievement of Mr. Mele, the Group Chief Executive Officer of the Nigerian National Petroleum Company Limited, NNPC Limited, as he marks his 60th birthday. It is no secret that I, along with many others, was once a vocal critic of NNPC Limited and its leadership. In fact, like my former boss, President Olusegun Obasanjo, I shared the belief that nothing positive could come from the NNPC Limited, and I openly expressed skepticism over its ability to deliver on its promises. I was, at that time, dismissive of the leadership of Mr. Mele, and I even laughed at the very idea of NNPC Limited's creation. However, the remarkable and multidimensional achievements of Mr. Kyari and his management team have truly reshaped my perspective. Over the past few years, I have watched with astonishment as NNPC Limited has made tangible strides in transforming Nigeria's oil and gas sector. The revival of our refineries, the revitalization of critical infrastructure, and the efforts to tackle the petroleum industry's long-standing issue have defied all expectations.
We are the dynamic global energy company of choice, steering the course of Nigeria's biggest export industry. With years of commitment, delivering greater value, and improving lives, NNPC is transformed to better meet your everyday energy needs as the largest contributor to the Nigerian economy, generating clean, sustainable energy with integrity, excellence, and creating value for all stakeholders.
Energy for today, energy for tomorrow, energy for tomorrow. Come on, let's go.
You're still watching Energy and You. Time now for an update on the war against crude oil theft and pipeline vandalism by NNPC Limited.
The war on crude oil theft is on, and the industry-wide security collaboration on hydrocarbon infrastructure continues to record remarkable progress. Between the 4th and 10th January 2025, a total of 211 incidents were recorded across the Niger Delta region. These records stemmed from a coordinated effort of NNPC Limited's Command and Control Center, NNPC 18 Operating Limited, Tantita Security Agency, Pipeline Infrastructure Nigeria Limited, Maton Engineering Nigeria Limited, Shell Development Company Limited, Owando PLC, and government security agencies. During the week, multiple breaches were recorded. On Owando Pipeline to Brass, illegal connections were discovered at Aburukiri, Galubakiri, Imbraskiri, and Ogbeinbiri in Bayelsa State. Additional breaches were uncovered at Ewoma, Fantua, and Brass. In Rivers State, similar illegal connections were found at various points in Emogan too. All identified illegal connections were swiftly disengaged with prompt repairs, ensuring the restoration of operations. In Rivers State, security operatives launched a crackdown on makeshift sites at Ke, Kulatu, Bile, and Akwa Odogwa. In Bayelsa, such activities were halted at Akepilai, West Boma, and Nembe, while in Abia State, operations were disrupted at Ukwa. Illegal crude oil storage facilities were exposed and dismantled at Akwa Odogwa in Rivers State and Isimiri in Abia State. It was a devastating sight as NNPC Limited engineers worked tirelessly to contain a massive spill caused by a vandalized wellhead at Well 8 in Buguma, Rivers State. Another compromised wellhead was discovered at Alakiri, also in Rivers State, and immediate steps were taken to mitigate further damage. At Ahuada, a vehicle loaded with stolen wellhead components was apprehended, while another vehicle carrying crude oil was intercepted at Ebocha, both in Rivers State. Security operatives seized and destroyed wooden fiber boats loaded with stolen crude oil at Jack 3, Okoloma, Kula 2, and Bile in Rivers State, as well as Oza West, Obuzo, and Komkom in Abia State. The week's incidents spanned various corridors: 110 in the Central Corridor, 67 in the Eastern Corridor, 1 in the Western Corridor, and 33 in Deep Blue Water. A total of 19 suspects were arrested and handed over to government security agencies for further investigation. For NNPC Limited, the resolve remains unshaken. The fight against crude oil theft will continue until the menace is eradicated for good.
Now, with the resuscitation of the Port Harcourt and Warri refineries towards the end of last year, there are now growing expectations for the energy sector in 2025. Energy and you went to the streets to find out what Nigerians look forward to this year.
The Port Harcourt refinery and the Warri refineries are functioning, but what that means, we need more refineries to come up so that we can produce our oil in here and serve the people. And that's basically what it should be. So this would automatically affect the prices of goods and services, transportation, and all of that. So that's what I expect NNPC to do in 2025.
There is high cost of fuel, but I think they should reduce the amounts so that everybody will get to the fuel.
As it's starting working now, what we want from them, let them reduce the price so that we can enjoy it. Because we that we are producing the fuels, we are suffering now. But other countries are not suffering like this. So we are suffering. See, I gave size one since morning, this afternoon.
My solution is that at least we have oil producer. The country is oil producer. We are producing in a very large quantity. I believe by now, with all this refinery put in place, working the way it's supposed to work, definitely the fuel is supposed to come down very well. Because we are the owner of the fuel, we are the owner of the oil. We should be able to at least help the masses to grow. Because what is the benefit of the masses from the fuel? The fuel belongs to everybody. So So they should make a way that the government should look into it so that at least everybody will be enjoying it.
If they can ensure those our refineries are up and running, I'm sure there will be enough fuel station everywhere that there will be no queue.
There's this general belief that NNPC pay their workers very much. There's this general belief that they really take care of their workers. This is very important because the citizens are the workers. So I would even also like to extend this to other companies or other corporations to also learn from them. Take very good care of their workers, because it is when you take care of your worker that the worker can give you the best he could in the service of the company or any corporation it may be. So I appreciate them for that. And then really, throughout the country, apart from private filling station, we also have an NNPC filling station, right? So it is also to my belief and belief of some other Nigerians, I don't know whether it's a general belief, that the price in those NNPC filling station is lower to that of other filling station. So this is also a point I could also look and appreciate them for that. And I would also like to say they should keep it up. And then I would like to say that let us have more of those kind of filling stations.
As a businessman myself, I expect that the availability of the refineries, the working refineries now, should drive down the prices of PMS, right? What that means is that in the perfectly competitive market, there should be competition. And competition normally drives down prices so consumers can benefit, right? So that would be the first thing. I'm hoping that they are working as efficiently as they should so that they can bring out the right level of products so that we have the right availability at the right price as well. So NNPC being owned majorly by government, we expect that government should find a way of being more efficient, less focus on profit, and more focus on trying to better the lives of Nigerians. Unlike the private refineries who will be focused on profit, because of course they're a profit-driven organization. But NNPC Limited, being that it's majorly owned by government, we should expect that the focus should not be so much on profitability, but on bettering the life of Nigerians.
Once they put these refineries in order, in fact, there will be no room for increase of this fuel. You know, when one person is handling a particular issue or a sector is handling it, they can wake up any morning and decide on what to do. But when there is competition, when this product is everywhere, before they even take their decision, they have to come together, think about it, the cost effectiveness, what will this result tomorrow, before they even implement it.
When they put the refinery in orders, they are not only putting the refinery in order to reduce the price of the oil. They also try to reduce the level of unemployment in Nigeria, because the refinery they are trying to repair will create jobs and then reduce the level of unemployment in Nigeria. Unemployment in Nigeria also contributes to some of the problems we are having in Nigeria concerning kidnapping, armed robbers, and other things, because there is no job opportunity in Nigeria. But by doing so, automatically the level of unemployment in Nigeria would drastically reduce.
And before we go, let's give you a summary of top international energy stories for the week. Oil prices extended gains for a third session on Monday, with Brent rising above $80 a barrel to its highest in more than 4 months, as wider U.S. sanctions are expected to affect Russian crude exports to top buyers, China and India. Brent crude futures climbed $1.14 to $80.90 a barrel, after hitting an intraday high of $81.49. Saudi Arabia plans to monetize all its minerals, including by selling uranium. That's according to Saudi Energy Minister Prince Abdulaziz bin Salman. Prince Abdulaziz told a conference in Dhahran that they will do a yellow cake, referring to a powdered concentrate of the mineral used to prepare uranium fuel for nuclear reactors. It requires safe handling, although it poses few radiation risks. Saudi Arabia has a nascent nuclear program that it wants to expand to eventually include uranium enrichment, a sensitive area given its role in nuclear weapons. Riyadh has said it wants to use nuclear power to diversify its energy mix. Unofficial data from China shows coal imports rose 14.4% in 2024 to a record high, as lower international coal prices spurred buyers to substitute imports for domestic supply. Coal imports for the year totaled 542.7 million metric tons, according to China's General Administration of Customs, up from 474.42 million tons in 2023. With few clouds, vast empty deserts, and a well-developed electricity grid, Egypt has all the elements for a huge expansion in solar power generation, but is only now moving to exploit them after the cost of natural gas imports jumped. A sharp decline in domestic gas production combined with growing consumption caught authorities off guard last year and led to rolling blackouts over the sweltering summer. Egypt spent over $1 billion more than it had expected for imported liquefied natural gas last year, and analysts estimate it will spend billions more in 2025. China's crude oil imports fell 1.9% in 2024, according to data. It's the first annual decline in 2 decades outside of pandemic-induced falls, as tepid economic growth and peaking fuel demand dampened purchases. Imports totaled 553.4 million metric tons, equivalent to 11.04 million barrels per day. That's compared with 2023's record 11.28 million barrels per day. Imports in December fell 11.27 million barrels per day from 11.81 million barrels per day in November. Proceeds from oil and gas sales for Russia's federal budget in 2024 jumped by more than 26% to $108.22 billion. Oil and gas revenues have been the most important source of cash for the Kremlin, accounting for about a third to a half of total federal budget proceeds over the past decade. In 2023, weaker oil prices and the fall in gas exports reduced revenue by 24%. And that's the show tonight. Thank you for watching. If you missed any part of the show or previous episodes, you can catch up by scanning the QR code on your screen now. Remember to follow us on all our social media handles to get updates of all the activities of NNPC Limited. I'm Egusa Igumbo, and on behalf of the entire team, we send 3 hearty cheers to the Group Chief Executive Officer of NNPC Limited, Mr. Mele Kyari. We wish you many happy returns. We'll see you again next time. Bye for now.